Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. I thank you for clicking this video and checking out this video. If wrestling content is your type of situation, what you like to get into, then this is the channel for you, because here we talk about wrestling, we talk about WWE, and sometimes we'll throw a little bit of AEW in there, but mainly WWE because of how hot it's been lately. If you're new to this channel and wrestling content is something you enjoy, then I highly suggest you subscribe to this channel because we like to keep it interactive here. How many content creators do you know that like to get in their comments and reply? There's not a lot of them. I'm telling you right now, I go through comments, I comment back, I talk to everybody who comments on there, I answer emails, I get back to everybody, I try to at least. We're very interactive here on this channel. We're trying to build a community all together. This is going to be a channel that I want everyone to feel involved in because that's what's fun about talking about wrestling. I like to talk to people about wrestling. I don't want to just talk to myself about it. All right, now that I've sold the channel as much as I could, let's get into what we watched. Happy Monday, by the way, if you're watching on Monday. Over this past weekend, we had Elimination Chamber out in Perth, Australia. And, you know, it kind of was what I expected it to be. Like, it was a very solid show. There wasn't really much to complain about, really, from my perspective at least. You know, usually with this pay-per-view, the one that's right between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, it's very hard for... I don't want to say it's very hard, but WWE doesn't normally do anything crazy. Normally. There isn't... big things that happen at this pay-per-view because we're on this like path to WrestleMania. Like, they don't want to change course too much. Already the Cody Rhodes and Rock situation and you know, and Roman Reigns and Seth, that already has, I feel like, had a couple of turns and changes of lanes. That's about as much as they're going to get as far as change goes. I did see some comments. I posted a couple of posts here on YouTube. And I also made a post on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And I mostly got comments on YouTube about it. So I'm going to go through a couple of those just to get back to some of you guys. Because like I said, we like to be interactive here on this channel. But yeah, for as far as the night goes, you know, I said it in the last video. They're going to be telling stories in these Elimination Chamber matches. I'm a little surprised about the Bobby Lashley situation. He was kind of in this chamber match with no real, like... backstory to the kind of like, yeah, he qualified for it, but he's in the middle of this whole rivalry and feud with Karrion Kross's stable, the Final Testament. So I felt like maybe they would have cost him the match or something, but that didn't happen. As far as everything else, though, I think we're finally starting to get to see a little bit of a picture of what WWE has in store for some of these guys. I remember in a few videos ago, I sort of said the idea of either one of the combinations of Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship, or LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship, or maybe even a triple threat. It appears now, after the Elimination Chamber, that we're going to get LA Knight versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. That's at least the way it seems for now. I think that's a pretty safe bet. But something else also stuck out to me, because I remember in a few videos ago I was trying to guess and predict what is in store for Randy Orton at WrestleMania, but I think we have our answer now. We have our answer, Logan Paul and Randy Orton. Now, I don't think it'll be a one-on-one match. I think Kevin Owens is in that match. I think we're going to get a triple threat for the United States Championship at WrestleMania, Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. I think that's going to be a fantastic match. You know, I think they're trying to take it a little easy on Randy Orton because of coming back from the back injury, being out. So it's a good way to get Randy in a match, a big-time match at WrestleMania, and it's a good way to give Randy his breaks during the match where he doesn't have to consistently take all the bumps and landing on the back and you know, kind of ease himself into it kind of way. So yeah, I think that's a good situation we have here. That triple threat match, if it happens, I'm just guessing, I think that's going to be a great match. And by the way, speaking of Randy Orton, man, the amount of comments and concerns I've seen online, Facebook, Twitter is crazy to me. Are we all not watching the same WWE that we've been watching for the longest time? Do we not understand what a real injury is compared to a sell job is? Yes, Randy Orton has come back from a back injury. He has back problems. Yes, we understand that. But in the chamber match, and it happened very early, Randy, I forgot what move it was, landed on his back, and he's like in pain. I'm sure he might be actually in some pain, but it wasn't to the level of the way it was all worked up. Now, if you paid attention to the commentary, they love doing this. WWE, this is WWE 101. They love doing this on commentary. Michael Cole quickly commented on the fact. He was quick to do it. Oh, Randy Orton's back. Randy Orton really hurt his back there. When you hear the commentators sell you on the fact that somebody's hurt in the ring, it's part of the situation. It's part of the storyline. It's part of the act. It's part of all of it. If it's a super serious injury, for one, they're not going to put that person on camera. That's just WWE. They take them off camera. They roll Randy out to the outside or something. Get him off our screens if it's a real big serious deal. Now, I'm sure Randy might have been in actual pain. Sure, he has back problems. But as far as what everybody on the online is saying, like, this guy doesn't deserve to be in these types of matches, maybe it's time to hang it up or whatever. Guys, this is WWE. This is the way they book it, okay? They want to make Randy look like he's in so much pain, they're going to sell you on it with the commentators so that when Randy Orton takes a pin or loses later on, it makes him look like he had a reason why. WWE does it all the time with everybody. When someone really works an injury, my arm, whatever, it's something they do all the time to protect the person who's losing the match. They don't want Randy to look weak. They want him to look strong, and by making him look strong, you have to have a reason why he lost the match. So that people could be like, well, if his back wasn't messed up, he would have won that match. You understand what I'm saying? That's just the way WWE does it. That's just the way it is. I'm sure he's fine. He's going to have that great match at WrestleMania against either Logan Paul or Logan Paul and Kevin Owens. And if you paid attention to the press conference or whatever they wanted to call that before Elimination Chamber, that whole segment with Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, Randy Orton was out there too. So now it all kind of makes sense. All three of these guys, I think, are headed for a triple threat match. As far as everything else, yeah, the tag team championship stayed with the Judgment Day. I had a feeling that was going to happen. I still think, and I'm really pushing for it, that Judgment Day defends both tag team championships on both nights of WrestleMania. Night 1, Raw titles. Night 2, SmackDown titles. You can go Miz and R-Truth versus Judgment Day night 1, and then you can maybe you can run it back with the New Catch Republic on night 2, or you can find another tag team for night 2. Either way, I think Judgment Day should defend their tag team championships on both nights, and I feel like they should lose the titles in both nights so that we can have Damian Priest just goes on with the Money in the Bank briefcase. And historically speaking, every time somebody has a briefcase, especially if they're a heel, they do a lot of losing up until the point before they start to cash in. Like, if you've noticed that, they'll eat crow for months, and then out of nowhere, they'll cash in and win the big thing. So I feel like that's what's going on with Priest. He's just going to keep losing matches, going to lose the 2 titles. Everybody's going to be like, damn, this guy can't catch a break. And then sooner or later, you're going to see him just cash in and win it, by the way. Let me get to a couple of comments here on YouTube about the pay-per-view, because I put a poll out there asking what you thought, if it was a great show, a not great show, if it was okay, nothing great. Couple comments here. Kenny Hudson, which I've noticed you comment a lot on a lot of the videos. I really appreciate that, Kenny. I love to hear from you. Your comment was, it was fun, a little disappointing that the Bloodline didn't show up at all, especially after Roman and Grayson's secret talk on SmackDown. Pay-per-views where a men's title isn't defended always feels weird to me. I get what you're saying. I understand. I wouldn't count out exactly the whole Grayson Waller thing. I still feel like there is something to that. We might see it on SmackDown, though. Maybe not the pay-per-view. Well, obviously not the pay-per-view now that it's passed, but I don't think they did it for nothing. So the Grayson Waller thing, I wonder, I feel like it's not over yet with that. I could be wrong, but there might be something to it. But yeah, I understand the pay-per-views where the men's title isn't defended. I get it. But you got to understand, too, we're so close to WrestleMania. They're not going to change hands. There's no need to do something like this because the selling point for Elimination Chamber are the 2 chamber matches. You know, I mean, whether we all like it or not, it's sort of a transitional pay-per-view just to get to WrestleMania. And the fact that it has Elimination Chamber matches in it is the selling point to get people all hyped up for it. Even though both outcomes of the Chamber were sort of predictable, we all kind of expected McIntyre to win. And a lot of us expected Becky Lynch to win. I mean, they won, but it was more so the fact that it was supposed to be exciting because it's in Perth, Australia. It's a chamber match. You know, it's chaos. So I'm not too mad about it, honestly. It was exactly what I thought the pay-per-view would be. Someone says, should have put another option for, like, a solid passable show. I agree. It was a very solid show, and that came from GoatBrook9065. Sorry, I should have said your name first. But yes, it was a solid show. I don't really have a complaint about it at all, really. Let's see here. As good as it could have been without the bloodline that came from Damo is okay. I agree. I mean, it was a very basic, solid, entertaining show. I wasn't mad about it. By the way, I wanted to wake up at 5. I set alarms and everything. It didn't really work for me. I ended up falling back asleep after hitting snooze, and then I woke up at like 6, and then I started it from the beginning at 6 o'clock, so I was kind of an hour behind the whole time, but it was fine. I still made it. We got here from Max Dubs 2241. Both interferences in the men's match just really irritated me, honestly. Knew Drew would win, but you could tell that cheap shot by Logan Paul kind of sucked the sales out of the sales of the whole arena. I don't know why they keep wanting to give him the spotlight. He hasn't earned a damned thing in WWE. Everything has been gifted to him. Controversial take for sure. Let me be the first to say, I've never been a crazy fan of Logan Paul, like, at all. I actually don't really care for him, but I think we're all at the point now we kind of have to give this dude his props. Very respectable in-ring performer is Logan Paul, and he gets a reaction from the crowd. You cannot doubt that. You can't. Even if the crowd is booing the hell out of this guy, WWE cares about reactions. If you're going out there and nobody's saying anything and you get crickets, you're not going to be anything. But as long as you're out there and you're getting some sort of reaction, and Logan Paul gets a very big reaction, even though if it's a negative one. I understand what you're saying, that he hasn't earned anything. I wouldn't say he hasn't earned nothing, but he's a big money guy. I mean, this dude. He's a celebrity. He's well known. It's more WWE operates this way. They're very into mainstream. They like to bleed into mainstream. You see it everywhere. When they have celebrities, when they have other athletes from other professional sports. I mean, WWE is great at doing this type of thing. And luckily with Logan Paul, he's actually can hold his own in the ring. So we have a celebrity, whether people like him or not, he can hold his own in the ring. He can go. I mean, he has his moments. So as much as I don't care for the guy, got to give him his props, man. He's killing it. He really is. Let's get into the women's chamber. Something happened in that chamber that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Liv Morgan eliminated Tiffany Stratton. I was expecting Bianca too. And honestly, Liv had a really great showing. Liv almost won that thing, and I thought for a second she was going to. But yeah, Becky Lynch won. How about Tiffany Stratton, though? What a reaction from that crowd. It's crazy to see somebody just get called up from NXT, and she already gets a great reaction from the crowd, and she handles her own in that ring. So I think Tiffany Stratton's going to be a huge star, and we're starting to see it already. So the chance for Tiffy, I mean, it's Tiffy time chance. Crazy. And one thing I want to touch on too real quick. Can we not make this a thing now when somebody loses or doesn't get what a lot of people want to get, starting the hashtag we want so-and-so? Because I just saw we want Liv trending, and it's like, come on. Every time somebody doesn't win now, we're going to start that trend, hashtag we want Liv, we want whatever. That was a Cody thing. You got to just leave it for Cody. It had its purpose for Cody. We can't just do it every time somebody doesn't win that we want to win. It's not going to work that way. But I understand. A lot of people love Liv. I still think she's going to have a match at WrestleMania. I just don't know who now. So I'm still sold on the fact that it's going to be Bianca versus Tiffany Stratton. I feel like that'd be a great match. We're going to get Rhea versus Becky. We're going to get Bayley versus Io. I still feel like Jade Cargill needs a match at WrestleMania. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Jade versus Liv. I was going to originally say Jade versus Nia Jax, but I feel like WWE wants to put Jade in there with somebody who's really going to make her look good, as far as somebody who can perform in the ring at a pretty high level. Like, Nia Jax is fine, but, you know, Nia Jax has her limitations. She's great, though. She's been great since she's come back to WWE. I fully expect Nia to have a pretty important match or a big match at WrestleMania too, because Nia has done great. And maybe it is. Maybe it will be Jade versus Nia. But definitely WWE is in a very good position. They have a lot of options right now. So yeah. To touch on the talk show segment real quick, Grayson Waller effect. A little disappointed in that one, a little underwhelming. I felt like that could have been done on a Raw or SmackDown. It didn't really do anything, really, other than Cody, of course, calling out The Rock. And you know what? It makes me think, because I don't think Cody's doing that for nothing. I don't think Cody would go out there and call out The Rock publicly, in the ring on the mic, and nothing come from it. So I'm really starting to think we're going to get Cody versus The Rock at some point. I don't think it's happening on Raw. I don't think it's happening on SmackDown. So do we get Cody versus The Rock on night one? Because I've said this in a video before. Maybe we get Rock and Cody night one, and then Cody versus Roman night two. It could happen. And maybe they can add some stipulations or some kind of thing to make Cody look like he's got his back against the wall. You could put up the whole Rock can be like, hey, how about this then? Rock versus Cody night one. Whoever wins faces Roman Reigns. That's the only way, Cody Rhodes, I'll face you, is if you put your chance against Roman Reigns on the line. But then night one, everybody's like, whoa, there's still a chance we might get Rock Roman instead of Cody Roman. That'd be a big time match. I could see that happening. So I'm going to just go ahead and predict that now. Let's just say Cody versus The Rock night one, but The Rock answers by saying, hey, put your chance at Roman Reigns on the line. If you beat me, you can face Roman Reigns, but if I beat you, I face Roman Reigns instead of you on night two. I'm going to say book that. That'd be great. Other than that, I think that's it for now. Other things have happened, of course. Nothing crazy, nothing big. But, yeah, we're going to get ready for Monday Night Raw coming up soon. And I'm going to talk to you guys after that. And, yeah, if I don't talk to you in the next couple days or so, have a good Monday, the rest of your Monday. Have a good Tuesday if I don't talk to you Tuesday. And I hope you guys will like and share and comment on this video as well. Maybe tell some friends about it that like wrestling. Let's get everybody in here, man. Let's make this our community, our wrestling community. I really enjoyed seeing your comments. I love seeing your emails. I love all of it. Let's keep it coming. Let's get this channel going. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers before the year's done. That gives us, where are we? We're in March. We got like 8 or 9 months to get this done. Let's get this thing going, man. Let's get us up to 1,000 before the year is over. That'd be crazy. But yes, I appreciate all of you. I really enjoy talking to you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Until then, stay bitter.